Hello everyone and welcome to the EU Arms Challenge number 107. I'll be your host, Matthias Wolfbrook, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit weird being there today for this final EU Arms Challenge. It feels weird. We've had some great events and everything. But today's the end. And I can't exactly express how I feel in words, so I guess we'll just go straight into it then. But yeah, thanks for joining us. We are gonna have quite a long time of a tournament today, honestly. We're gonna take our time today. Celebrate what makes ARMS so great. One last time. I mean, obviously there's going to be more ARMS to be played in the future, but it's different, you know, it's different. Now, I don't know which match is going to be the first one, in all honesty. Still waiting for the instructions. So, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. But yeah, how are you doing, chat? How are you feeling today? You feeling good or anything? I know it's been like a couple of weeks that I've been complaining about that. But I am freezing in here. I am actually freezing. So I kind of brought the radiator over here, the heater. Yeah, and it would seem that we are going to start with Yoshivazu vs. Kev. Let me just set that up real quick. Here you go. Probably gonna stick to the usual. And yeah, just before we start, I do have an announcement to make. Because, Riffa's been winning way too many of these. Riffa's been winning way too many of these EU Arms challenges. So we have to stop him. And so I put a bounty on his head. Essentially, if you can kill Riffa in winner's bracket, I'll PayPal you 10 euros. And if you can kill Riffa in loser's bracket, I'll PayPal you 20 euros. And if Riffa isn't dead by the end of this, Riffa gets the remaining pot. So whether 10 or 20, depending on whether he comes from winners or from losers, you know. So yeah, that's gonna be the gimmick today. The gimmick is gonna be Riffa must die. That's gonna be the gimmick for the final EU Arms Challenge. So yeah, basically. No, that's the thing, Yari. He has to win if he wants the 30 bucks. He has to win from winners. That's the thing. Yeah, you just get whatever remains in the pot. Yeah, I didn't want to do like, I don't know why. I didn't want to do the, how to put it, a cash prize. But I did want to do something, funny. Because why not? But yeah, there is a bounty on Riffa's head just so that, yeah, so just so that he doesn't win the final EU Arms Challenge, you know. Maybe. Potentially. We need motivation. We need everything we've got to stop this menace. Anyways. So yeah, we're getting ready for Yoshi vs. Kev. Got some bands going on, you know, the usual. We're gonna use the usual rule set. Also, everything's gonna be best of 5 today. which means we are going to be here for a while. And it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be fun. But we are going to be here for a while. All things considered. That just means more arms to watch, and I'm all for it. As long as it doesn't end at like 10. But we should be fine on that. Yeah, let's go. First match of the day is going to be on Sparring Ring. Yoshi Bowser versus KevGuru for the final EU Arms Challenge. We're gonna get right into it as soon as the players get readied up. God, I really hope we get to play some offline arms at some point. It's so hard to set up, you know. But yeah, maybe one day, maybe one day. And yeah, no surprise here on the character picks. We're gonna stick with the Bite and Bark on Yoshi Bowser's side. We're gonna stick with Twin Tail on KevGuru's side. And with Sparring, honestly, this could be a quick round for either character, honestly. Although Yoshi might have some more difficulties, he does have a C-key though. So it is potentially big risk, big damage. Especially on that rush, and I feel like on Sparring it would connect a little bit better. We had an arm down here from Kev, not much of a capitalization though. Ooh, another arm down, and this time we are going to slap him right out of there. But yeah, Yoshi is being very patient right now in this first round. Also, I think I'm seeing just a little bit of lag, just a tad bit. It might happen. And yeah, just as I said, like, KevGuru is still going to have to be very careful about that Sparky. Bark coming in to save Yoshi from the grab. Just no fear, no fear. But yeah, both players playing very patiently right now, especially Yoshi. He doesn't really want to commit, but unfortunately is going to commit to the Siki, is going to get hard punished for it with KevGuru's rush. And now we've got both players in critical. Both trying to find a hit. KevGuru not wanting to commit to anything, and he was right to not commit because, hey, the moment he committed, he got hit by the C-key, and that was it though. That was just it. Thanks C-key for the insane stun, by the way. Always appreciated. And now going to round 2, more C-key shenanigans. And it feels already that Yoshi's looking a bit more comfortable here. Kev is going to find the chakram here though, but not gonna get much damage out of it. It's very hard to use stun arms in my opinion, so I'm not too surprised. But unfortunately, Yoshi's rush is going to get blocked here, with Kev getting the rush advantage very handily. Gonna get knocked down here though. Ooh, nice 1-2 by KevGuru. And KevGuru is starting to get the momentum back in this matchup. Especially now that Yoshi has to respect the rush. Like that. Thankfully, once again, Bark, well, unfortunately being in the way, but at least it allowed Yoshi to kind of get away risk-free. Another stun into grab. And Yoshi's just gonna slap KevGuru out of that first game. Pretty handily. But still, it was looking very close nonetheless. It was looking pretty darn close. So now the question is, where are we going? Where are we dropping, boys? Because I feel like Kev's game plan might have worked better if he had more space to maneuver, but we shall see. We already have a ban on DNA and Temple, but that still leaves stages like, I don't know, Mausoleum is pretty good because Twin Tail is not going to be affected as much by the trampoline, I would say, but we are going to go to Buster Beach instead. Which I think can be pretty good, honestly, just to keep that distance with Yoshi Bowser. So who knows? Who knows? At the same time, it might also be a comfort pick. To be fair, Buster Beach is... It's not the most neutral stage, with the slope and everything, but it's still really good. And yeah, Yoshi's gonna immediately disable his own bark because of the Seiki being hit, but is going to find a very nice grab, nonetheless, and take a very early advantage. Gonna get frozen though. Kept going for the double chiller, probably going to go for some of those cheeky ice loops. But we'll see. Once again, we're looking at a very patient matchup. Yoshi knows that he can't overcommit too much, because Kev just has the defensive options in order to counter that. Ooh, unfortunately the rush here is only going to hit with the first half. But Yoshi is going to get out of the way of Kev's rush. Now we're gonna play from a distance. Kev a little bit on the back leg right now. Yeah, a good stun. Just in time for the catch here on Yoshi's side. Again, the electric stun from the Seiki is kind of insane. And yeah, just a slap is going to ensure that that round goes to Yoshi Bowser. And Yoshi Bowser right now in full control. It feels like. Despite that, Kev is choosing to respect the bark and just let it go. Let it go down. I think that was a disconnect. I think that is a disconnect. That is definitely a disconnect. Yeah, that is a disconnect. Kev, are you on Wi-Fi again? I have to ask, you know. Yeah, this is rough, huh? If internet's going haywire, we're not gonna get anywhere. It's gonna be tough. Like, I know that they said that there would be potentially power cuts in France. But like, I thought that was for January. I thought that was gonna be a thing in January. To be fair, if they cut the power over here, I'm just going back to bed. But yeah, unfortunately that would happen sometimes with online games. You just get technical difficulties like these. And we just have to deal with it. Man, I really wish, I just wish that ARMS was easier to set up offline. Just so we could, like, you know, play. Play offline. And we all know it's been tough to, you know, play ARMS offline, even like at EVO Japan. Because remember EVO Japan? When they had this whole debacle of they were playing ARMS on Wi-Fi at EVO friggin' Japan. All that for a bowl of rice. Yeah, we are going to reset back to round 2, just so you know. Might look weird, but we are going to reset back to round 2 and just continue from there. And we'll have to see if there are more outages. Yeah, I don't remember how the rushes were either. But unfortunately, there's not much we can really do to recreate the meters anyway. So we're just going to go straight to round 2 real quick. And just build it up from here. Although I would advise Yoshi to just use the rush so that we have at least neutral rush, but too late. Too late. Because yeah, that would make sense to like start on neutral rush. Anyways, round 2. Getting right back into it. And yeah, good catch by Bark here, out of the air. And it really feels like the momentum is still in Yoshi's favor, but that it feels like Kev has been completely like thrown off right now by the outage. Not really in the mood as much to fight, which is understandable. Making a lot of mistakes, getting caught by Yoshi a lot. He's gonna be able to avoid that rush, but still. Kev is very much struggling right now. Gonna get the rush here. Gonna get shafted though by the Siki, and yeah, that is going to be over. That is going to be a quick game too. Yeah, it really feels like Kev completely lost the mindset in the process, which is unfortunate. But sometimes happens in these situations. But thankfully there is still a game free. There is still a game free that exists and that can be, you know, played. So who knows where we're going now? We're gonna go straight back to sparring ring. Kev maybe feeling just a little bit more confident in the offense. Just a tad bit. Potentially. Yeah, it really felt like, honestly, in the first game, Kev had a little bit more of an advantage over Yoshi. Not by much, though, but going for a more neutral and offensive stage might be the play, just because it would allow Kev to start and install pressure and maybe just overall deal with Yoshi's pressure better overall. I mean, as I say that though, because of the small size of the stage, Yoshi right now is starting to install some insane pressure, but Kev is going to get out with a handy grab. Gonna get some stuns in. And Yoshi getting caught a little bit off guard by the chakram in this beginning of game 3. Ooh, but that is... Oh! How the hell did Kev escape that one? He was stunned! He was against the rush with the Siki, but still managed to slightly sidestep and avoid the rush completely. The luck of this man is insane. But right now it's not looking like it's mattering too much, as Yoshi is starting to make up the deficit. That being said, we do have Yoshi in the red. And going for rush, and yeah, this one is for sure going to land and going to be an easy kill. Unfortunate for Kevguru, who escaped like certain death earlier, but jeez. Yoshi is relentless. Yeah, going to round 2 now, Yoshi's got full mental advantage. It's going to be very tough for Kevguru to come back from all of this. Still, he has the right idea. He's continuing the pressure with the 1-2s. Unfortunately, gonna get caught here by the Seiki once again. And still trying to make the most out of his movement. The rush is going to miss, unfortunately, right into that shield. And now Kev is in the corner. Yoshi going for rush. Trying to go, I guess, for a shield break. Not gonna get quite the shield break. But it doesn't matter right now. Kev is struggling to get out of this corner. And out of Yoshi's pressure. Finally getting a good hit with the Chakram. Still continuing to disable Bark pretty consistently as well. And again, good stun. But Yoshi is relentless right now. Gonna continue to attack with everything that he's got. Kevguru on his last leg going to pop the rush out of desperation. It's going to land, thankfully. But the Seiki is going to terminate that first game. Well, not that first thing. That third game. That first match. Yoshi Bowser is going to move on to winners round 2. And now we're gonna get ready for Illuria versus Miari. But yeah, the insane dodges. The insane dodges on Kev's side of that rush. It unfortunately didn't amount to anything, but it was cool nonetheless. Love to see it. Yeah, just as a status update, while we were watching that, Penzo moved on to... Well, Penzo moved on against Daza, and then Beppe moved on against Sheamus Ray? Is that Paul again? That sounds like a Paul thing. Oh, Penzo and Daza are still playing, okay. Unfortunate that Paul couldn't play. I need to find the stage in the list every time. It's still not easy. I've been doing this for like, what? A year? More than a year now? I'm still struggling to find the stages in the list. It's rough. And yeah, we're gonna go straight into Illuria versus Miari. No surprises there in terms of characters either. We're gonna see the Min-Min, we're gonna see the Lollipop. Not much to say here. We do have a Kablammer on Illuria's side with the Parabola also on the Dragon Arm. And then Miari is just gonna go double Sparky. Gonna try and land a few good stuns. Gonna find the grab here, but yeah. It's gonna be still very tough for Illuria to deal with the setup, just because the Kablammer. I don't think the Kablammer was necessarily the best choice here. But still, right now the Parabola is doing an excellent job at providing some pressure, especially once charged with that Dragon Arm. Ooh, and a very good catch here with the rush. Very nicely done. Miyari finally finding the knockdown to ensure that perma charge on the Parabola is gone, and is going to find the rush as well. 300 damage, it's not that damaging, but it's still very good to get back into the game. Loria though is going to charge that Dragon Arm once again. Miyari finding the grab though. A very crucial grab in this match. We get blown up here. Now both players more or less even. Loria finding a hit. Loria continuing the pressure, opting not to use the knockdown to charge, and it was the right play as that continued pressure is going to catch Miyari. Now going to round 2, we do have a Scorpion on Miyari's side. We're gonna go and try and get that dot damage. Meanwhile, Loria going for a more reliable arm with the Ram. Loria faking out the charge and cancelling into the rush in order to catch Miyari off guard, and gets the perma charge on the Ram as well. A very nice interaction that's going to give Loria quite the advantage. Manages to barely advance guard this rush, but still, finally finding a hit with the Scorpion, gonna stack up that dot damage. But Loria is still mostly in control in this match. Miyari almost at critical. Now there we are. Loria finding the Dragon Arm once again. And a very nice grab. Not gonna be quite enough to kill. There is still 1 HP on Miyari's side. He's gonna find the hard knockdown, and Loria is just gonna spend the rush in order to ensure that first game goes their way. Very nicely done by Loria. Miyari is doing well though in the matchup. Miyari is overall doing well, if you ask me. And we're gonna go to sparring ring for game 2. Yeah, Miyari is overall doing very well in this matchup. Just a little few adjustments probably need to be made. And I feel like on sparring, he can probably just afford to be a little bit more aggressive. But then again, he does have a very defensive character, so we shall see. They do have a very defensive character. Sorry about that. Loria is going to get first blood. We are going to go full damage on the Loria side with that Ram and that Kublammer. Very silly set, I will say. But nonetheless, it's very good to get hard knockdowns. It's going to be very good to get those perma charges on the Dragon Arm. And so far he's doing an excellent job at keeping up the pressure. That was a commanding round by Loria. Completely shutting down anything that Miyari wanted to do. Ooh, very nice catch on the Kublammer here by Miyari. As Loria continues to apply some pressure, Miyari trying to find a gap here in order to counter. But there was the rush just going in and doing some massive damage. Loria reading Miyari like a book right now. Miyari struggling to find a way out, managing to find finally a grab. But Loria is still going to be unchallenged on getting that Dragon Arm back. Another grab after the Sparky. Very good from Miyari in order to get back into the game. And the rush, unfortunately, is going to hit the shield here. Loria is just going to have barely the time to actually get the Dragon Arm back. But again, getting caught by a grab here. And now Loria is struggling to get in. Now that Miyari is feeling a little bit more confident, in his tools, it was more difficult for Eloria to get in, but the rush is going to do the trick in order to bypass that last phase of the match and get a second point on the board. Very well played by Eloria, ensuring that this does not go to round 3. We are going to go to Via Dolce for game 3. Which I feel would benefit Lola more than Sparring Ring. I don't think, honestly, that in retrospect the Sparring Ring pick was necessarily a good idea, especially for Lola Pop of all characters. And yeah, we are going to see Loria switching back to the Parabola on the Dragon Arm. We'll try and keep up the pressure and probably just play more of a distance game happily against Miyari, just like that. Like the Parabola being a little bit slower, it's going to be a little bit harder for Miyari to deal with if he doesn't have, if they don't have the timing. Ooh, very nice grab though by Miyari. Loria's being shown that they're a little bit weak to those grabs, so we shall see. We shall see. Another grab. Yeah, just lots of trading in here. Miyari trying to abuse the grab as they saw that it was working, but Loria right now is going to find and land the rush. Now it's going to try and apply pressure from afar, but unfortunately going to have to back down into that corner. Where Miyari is going to try and start up pressure. Loria though, not letting go of their own pressure and going to reverse the situation, and just like that, Miyari was caught in the corner and just going to fall to the ground. And now we're on match point for Loria. Again, we're keeping the Parabola. Miyari just getting the Scorpion back out. Again, to try and get that dot damage. That rush is going to help. Definitely get the momentum started in this round. But Aurora is going to respond right back with a rush. Not going to get the full rush, unfortunately. And right now the dot damage is starting to stack up very much on the Loria's side. Miyari is starting to find the cracks, honestly, in Aurora's offense. But at the same time, these arms don't curve that much. These arms that Miyari has don't curve that much. And so dealing with the Parabola is going to be very tough. And unfortunately, the answer will not be found here. And Eloria is going to move on to winners round 2. And just like that, we are going to move on to winners round 2. As we're going to see Yam and Penzo duke it out. That should be an interesting match. But yeah, so far all competitors, honestly, for all that's happening, been doing very well. Which is always nice to see. Now you did well, Miyari, don't worry. You did well. We're gonna go to Buster Beach here. Yeah. We get into round 2. Yam and Penzo. Going right in. Not much time to waste, honestly. We're going to see Yam with the mummy. And meanwhile, Penzo is going to use the bite and bark. Okay. Okay, why not? I like it. Penzo almost getting the opening grab. Yeah, that's going to be the big thing. I feel like right now, yeah, Penzo does have 2 firearms right now, so could get some easy hard knockdowns on Yam. But at the same time, I feel like Yam is going to be very content if he can get some trades with the uncharged arms. Very nice catch by Penzo here, getting the knockdown. Yeah, I feel like it's just going to be very much about momentum, as it usually is with Mummy. Honestly, because if Mummy can get the momentum, he can be in a very good position, you know, just like that. But if not, it's going to be very difficult. And we've got a parabola coming out from Yam. Penzo going to see that immediately punished, but unfortunately Yam is just going to fall out of the rush. Very good catch here by Penzo. And I also feel, honestly, that overall Mummy doesn't have, well, at least right now with those arms, Yam is going to have some difficulties just shutting down Bark. If Bark doesn't come almost directly in front of Penzo. Thankfully manages to catch him here, but still. Ooh. Nice grab punish here by Penzo. Yeah, I'm going to try and attempt the rush, but unfortunately it is not fated to land. I'm continuing with the pressure. Ooh, managing to get an arm down during Penzo's rush and completely disabling that threat. Very nice. And yeah, with the Bark down, Yam is just gonna take a first point. But yeah, it feels like it's going to maybe get a little bit weird in this matchup. We'll have to see if there are any counter picks. Who knows? We are going to go Mausoleum for game 2. And here's the Springman coming out. Yeah, Bite and Bark was not a good idea. With Penzo being much more familiar with the Springman, it might already be very tough for Yam. Yam already beginning with going for a slow grab here. And just both players trying to find an opening here. Penzo gonna find a revolver, yeah. And getting another hit of the revolver. This is a very good opener. And yeah, it's looking very different all of a sudden. Especially with Penzo being able to deflect. It's going to be very interesting. Ooh, but the rush is going to get snuffed out though. This could be danger. Yeah, just Yam struggling to find an opening on this Springman. Which again, understandable. Gonna find the rush though for 395 damage. Huge damage from the Lockjaw. Lockjaw rush is just so damaging. And the trampoline is already out. And it's going to change the dynamic very consistently right now. I'm gonna get caught by the grab as well. And yeah, the shield break, and Penzo not gonna be capitalizing too much on it. But the next hit is going to kill. And yeah, already we're seeing that Penzo is much more comfortable with the Springman overall. I mean, Springman is just a better character than Bite and Bark, let's be honest, but still. Yeah, I'm trying to go for a long distance grab. But Penzo is unrelenting right now with the pressure. Going to go forward, going to hold forward as much as possible. The rush is going to get snuffed out here, but still. Ooh, Yam, however, is going to lose that his rush in this interaction as well. Tough situation to be in for both players. But Yam is willing to play with the trampoline as much as possible. Penzo's arm is weak on the left side. Gonna recover a little bit. I'm trying to be cheeky with the grabs, but right now it is not working. And again, yeah, I'm trying to be very patient in trying to find an opening, but unfortunately that lingering parabola is going to get punished by Penzo with the full might of the rush. Now Yam's just playing very defensively, and yeah, the grab is just going to take it. And that is going to be a point for Penzo. But yeah, I don't think Yam is going to take the mummy into Game 3, in all honesty. I don't think that Yam wants to really go for mummy in Game 3 unless he wants to prove a point. Yeah, just as I thought. Yeah, we're gonna go back to Min Min. All reliable. It makes sense. And now we have the real matchup. Just like that. Now we have the real matchup. It's gonna be interesting too, because we do have a Phoenix for DNA shenanigans on Yam's side. It's going to be interesting to see if Penzo manages to find his way to Yam here. Sorry about that, chat. And yeah, so far it's looking very even. Just like that with even the playing field once again with the counter picks. Ooh, very nice catch by Penzo. Unfortunately, not going to lead to the full rush. But still a very nice catch overall. And a very nice attempt. Yam's gonna grab out of that freeze. And now we have Penzo in critical. Not gonna get to use the max mode though here. Gonna get completely snuffed out by the Phoenix. And now Yam's got the rooster out. Now there are still pillars up on this stage. Ooh, Yam air dashing in order to try and get a cheeky rush, but Penzo is just gonna be able to escape here. Just barely. Penzo is still getting some good hits with Revolver. The Revolver's got very short stun time and also sabotages itself from time to time, so it's a very tough arm to use, in my opinion. Right now Penzo is just making sure as much as possible to restrict Yam's movement with that dragon while being a threat constantly by throwing out the revolvers. Which is a good strategy. It is a good strategy. And so far it is working. Yeah, I'm struggling to find any safe place, honestly, in this situation. The stage is getting more open, 24 seconds on the clock. It is not looking too great, but Yam does have Rush at his disposal, but unfortunately it is going to be Penzo who finds the opening here. And now we are 10 seconds on the clock. It is going to be very tough right now. Ooh, but the rush here is just enough to do it! It is just enough to do it. And make sure that Yam doesn't go to round 3. I almost thought that that was not going to be enough, honestly. Just like that. And Yam is trying to switch to Ribbon Girl as well. And we are going to go to Sparring Ring as a consequence. Gotta be much more hands-on. But I feel like it's playing in Yam's plan, unless Penzo is just that confident. But we shall see, we shall see. And the Min Min is going to come out on Penzo's side. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. So just like that, we have a completely different matchup. And we do have a clapback as well on Penzo's side. We're just going to open with a grab, because why not? And yeah, it's going to be very interesting because Yam is going to be very fast. Yam obviously is going to be very fast. Gonna have a lot of opportunities to get dodges in. Gonna have a lot of opportunities to just apply pressure from every side. And honestly, I feel like the counter pick to Min Min might be playing completely into Yam's plan. Because right now it is not looking like Penzo can use Min Min's attributes, like deflect and such. Even with the clapback here. And yeah, the clapback is not going to stop that rush from happening. It is going to be very tough right now. Against such a nimble being as Ribbon Girl, you need to get the pressure started and quick. And be relentless. At some point. The rush is how you start good pressure though. So who knows? The Tri-Blast is perma-charged now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to respect that. Be very careful about that. Not respecting that. He's not respecting that. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying. Min Min is going to need to have the momentum right now in order to get anything started. Yam not finding the rush here. And Penzo is going to take that round. Still, Yam is still on match point though, so still a very dangerous situation to be in. And now we are going to start once again without the Dragon Arm. Penzo is going to have to find a way to set it up once again before Yam just unloads his full power on him. That is going to be the key to this match. Right now. Yeah, just like that, we have the Dragon Arm set up. Yeah, I'm not respecting it, still not respecting the fact that there's a perma-charged Tri-Blast coming his way permanently. But he's going to respect the rock though. And to be fair, it is hard to work around that. But finally the grab is going to get rid of that threat. And now the rush is going to get some good damage as well. Get the momentum back into Yam's favor. Penzo is going to lose no time getting that Tri-Blast hit and getting the perma-charge once again. But Yam is going to get the hard knockdown immediately after. We got the slaps coming in. Penzo in a very tough situation. If you can just get one hard knockdown. One. Just one. It could reverse the team completely. Just like that, we have the hard knockdown. We have the charge. We have the rush. The rush is going to land. And just like that, Yam is just going to use the fact that Ribbon Girl can stall in the air in order to just bring the tempo to a halt for just enough time to get that grab and finish off the job. Yam's gonna move on to winner semis. Still a very nice match though, by both Yam and Penzo. Amazing battle. And now, yeah, we're gonna see Raziel and Beppe duke it out. We're probably gonna see more Ribbon Girl action as well. Also thinking about it, Alistair is the only coil right now in the bracket. We've just overall like got some good character variety today. Not that that is necessarily a problem, especially in the EUAC. But it's always nice to see. Yeah, we're gonna see Raziel and Beppe duke it out once more on this very stage. We're gonna start the hostilities on Buster Beach. And I don't expect to see much in terms of weird character picks. We shall see, but we shall see, we shall see. Also, I need to swap that. There we go. Just like that. Yeah, the big problem that Beppe has in this matchup is trying to find the openings onto Raziel's Twin Tail, who's got some very good reactions, honestly. And just with the slowdown as well, it's going to be very much amplified. A little battle on the lip here, going to be won very handily by Raziel in this start of the match. And already Beppe is backing out once again into the lip. Beppe, this is not where you want to be. I guarantee you this is not where you want to be. There we go. Raziel is still on the offensive. Raziel's got a good advantage and would be very happy right now at the time honestly. There's still a chance. But nonetheless, getting some real good punishes. Raziel right now does not need to be very committal Here just needs to be able to dodge the punches that Bepe is throwing his way. Not gonna dodge the rush though, but still in a very good position here. I almost thought that Cool Ring was gonna hit, but instead it is the Rooster, which is going to take that first point. Well, the first round. Now going to round 2. Lots of exchanges right now. Not much is hitting. Bepe is going to go with double roaster or reliable. Raziel is going to miss the rush. Unfortunately, gonna get blocked completely, but is going to get the first hard knockdown, and now has Bepe in the lip. Bepe, stop going in the lip. This is not gonna end well for you. Just like that, the rush punish as well from Raziel. Bepe is still more or less in the lip. Raziel is not gonna let him escape that easily. Finally gets an escape though. Finally gets a hard knockdown as well. Like Bepe is going to start and get a little bit of momentum back. But it's still going to be very tough. Stop going in the lip, Bepe, please. Very nice grab by Raziel. To be threateningly charging arms right now. Just threatening. Just being very threatening with that aura. And yeah, both players have rush right now. Trying to not overcommit, but as I say that, Bepe just, spends it. And now 9 seconds on the clock. Raziel is going to find the rush, and that is going to be game, set, and game. Just game. It is just game. So what did we learn, chat? You don't put yourself in the lip of the beach. That is what we learned. And we're gonna go straight to Temple Grounds for game 2. Just straight to Temple Grounds. Now going into game 2, we do have the Seiki coming out. Trying to go for big damage here on Bepe's side. Raziel still got his set though. Alright, worst first game, what would you change right now? And yeah, just like that, like Bepe is getting completely destroyed by his own Seiki. This is a very high risk, high reward set, honestly, for Bepe at this point. Just the self-destructs could be completely deadly. But at the same time, it is good, doing some good damage on Raziel overall. Bepe trying to go for a cheeky rush from a sidestep, but is not going to be able to get that and is going to get punished for it as well. Now Raziel has rush advantage. Bepe has to respect it. But instead is going to be blown up by his own weapons again and again. Bepe is still trying to find an opening. Raziel not letting him. Raziel is very happy to play this very defensive game right now. Got 15 seconds on the clock. This is going to be very tough for Bepe. We are close to rush though. But we have the freeze. Ooh, and the grab is just gonna be enough. Just gonna be enough. Very nice grab. Now we're going straight into round 2. Beppe already starting pretty well. With some good nades. Some good nade hits in. We're unfortunately going to fluke the rush completely here. Yeah, Beppe might be panicking just a little bit, honestly. Feels like Beppe is panicking a little bit, especially when he has the momentum and the advantage. He needs to calm down a little bit. He's being very aggressive, very committal, and very predictable, which allows Raziel to mostly punish his mistakes, but unfortunately here the rush is just going to not work. And finally a working rush from Beppe as well. And we've got a complete advantage, complete reverse of momentum here. Very nice catch though by Raziel. 30 seconds on the clock. And yeah, the grab here is going to be enough to ensure that Beppe does have a round on the board. Not completely floundering under pressure. But now we're going into round 3. And Raziel decided, yeah, we're just gonna go tri-bolt. Gonna be a little bit annoying with the tri-bolt. Gonna try and go for a cheeky confirms into grab. But just a little bit too far for that to land, you know. And that's the big thing, like... The tri-bolt is pretty fast, honestly, especially with the online lag. Beppe trying to go for rush. Again, it's going to get punished. Now we have Raziel going for rush. Beppe being a little bit too jump heavy here. And is going to get caught by the later half. But it's not going to be quite enough to kill just yet. Very nice catch though by Beppe. But Beppe is still one hit away from dying at this point. More or less. Cannot afford to crumble under pressure once again. Stun not going to lead to anything. And now it's getting especially dangerous. Raziel in full control here. We've got 80 seconds on the clock. 18 seconds on the clock. We are more than happy to play the clock here. But the full 480 on the rush. And Raziel's just gonna burst rush right out of here. In order to secure that second point on the board. But yeah, that almost worked very well for Beppe. Unfortunately, Raziel did have rush, so could just burst out of it. But we were almost there for Beppe. But of course, I want to see Feng Siki in the chat for all that 480 damage on the rush. I want to see Feng Siki. Please spam Feng Siki in the chat. And we're gonna go to sparring ring for game 3. Ooh, and a double nade here from Beppe. Beppe is like, I'm not putting my punches anymore. We're just gonna go double nade. But Raziel right now is on top of things. He's going to get some decent damage to start this round with. We all love Siki. We all love Siki. But yeah, right now Beppe already in a very precarious situation. Gonna get stuck in the corner here. Gonna burst rush out of here though. And get 280 damage and reset to neutral. Still, It's still very tough for Beppe right now, completely stuck in the corner. It's not looking good for the Italian boy. It's not looking good for our Italian boy. But going into round 2, we do have some good hits coming in from Beppe. Raziel getting caught way more already. Just as Beppe is trying to mix up as much as possible the movement. But right now Raziel is slowly but surely starting to adapt to this new rhythm of play. Gonna happily take the trade with the explosion as well in order to get some damage in onto Beppe. The rush is going to be missed, is going to be punished as well by Raziel. Stun into grab, gonna do some massive damage here. Beppe once again in the corner, gonna have to find a way out of here. Gonna find a way to reset to neutral as well. And yeah, it's not looking too good, and I think the grab is going to be it to finish it off, yeah. Just a nice, clean Frio by Raziel. I mean, I say clean. Raziel almost lost that second game. In all honesty, Raziel almost lost that second game. This could have been really bad for Raziel. But outside of that, like... outside of that, it was pretty clean. And now we're gonna see Riffa versus Yam. Now mind you, there is a lot on the line with this match. As a reminder, this is what we're playing for. If Yam can kill Riffa, he just gets $10. Because this is still winner's side, so... And we're gonna go to DNA Lab for that first game in winner's semis. We're just gonna go straight in. But yeah, I was wagering that Riffa would be playing serious, considering that if he doesn't die, he does get the money. So we're just going to see the Misango for the finale. It is fitting, to be fair. It is fitting. But Yam instead is going to opt for the Loro Pop. And I feel like Lola overall has a good matchup on Misango, but I'm not too sure. It's just a feeling, you know. Just being able to guard in the air and just shut down Misango shenanigans, especially the pressure that can come out of them, especially in that red mask, is pretty good. But right now Yam is good, not finding anything. Right now Yam is just completely stuck in limbo right now, we'll say. Riffa with the immaculate defense. Ooh, and good catch with the rush as well. Not gonna get the full damage, but that is completely fine. And Riffa is going to drop the red mask in this interaction as well. Just out of fear, but... we're fine. We're doing fine. Just a nice little hit in. And now that a lot of the pillars are down, we got that Megawatt. It's going to get punished by the Raj though. I mean, the Megawatt is so slow, so very committal, to be fair. Now Riffa is back in red. And that's the thing, red is pretty good. It's pretty good to have this armor to deal with the Tri-Blast, but there's still the little problem with the C key that you have to consider when you're in red. Riffa back in red. Riffa also in red on the health side, by the way. Gonna get stunned here. Yeah, I'm not finding the confirm here because City stun time is just way too small. And now we're playing much more slowly. I have to play much more defensively on both River and Yam's side. And Yam is going to be able to take that second round pretty handily with a lot of punishes on those megawatts. River is going to stick to it though. She's going to stick to the megawatt as much as possible. I'm not sure if this is necessarily the play because Yam is catching up on it. And yeah, just like that. Again, River being overcommittal is going to lead to a full rush. It's just what is going to happen. The River is going to strike right back with a rush. We still have River in red though. And just armoring through anything that is uncharged at this point. Good Siki into grab. Go ensure that the mask is gone. River not taking the blue mask here. River not taking any mask here. I mean, to be fair, he knows that Yam knows that he wants the mask, and that is what is going to happen if River goes for the mask. That is just what is going to happen. Yeah, very nice showing by Yam. I'm still not convinced by the megawatt from River. And we're gonna go Buster Beach. In terms of counter pick. And yeah, we're gonna put the megawatt back in the pocket for now. We need something a little bit more consistent with like the Kurang and the Popper. So we're just going to keep the megawatt back in the back pocket for now. And for now, both players playing very neutral, not being aggressive in the slightest. As both players are very wary of being overcommittal, especially with those rushes on deck right now. River, however, is going to be able to find an opportunity to get the full rush in. And right now, all River has to do right now is just being very patient. In fact, River is still on track for a perfect, as far as I know. River trying to go for those long distance grabs. Just trying to catch overcommittalism. This is not a word. 15 seconds on the clock. It is looking dire for Yam right now. River is just like, yeah, I've got the blue mask, I can just zone you out. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. And yeah, blue mask being very handy in this situation right now. Very nice catch here by Yam, going to the second round. River's just going to burst out rush, but Yam is going to answer back and is going to win the rush exchange. I mean, to be fair, yeah, that would happen against Popper, but still. Now the dot damage is stacking up. Ripper is back in red. Back to being hit by dot damage a lot as well. Very nice catch though. Yam in the lip. Gonna have to find a way out. Instead, Ripper is going to escort him out. Now Ripper's in yellow. Ripper making sure that Yam is not trying anything too fancy. As that yellow could mean doom for Yam. Yeah, Ripper is just gonna use the rush. And instead gonna get punished for it. And yeah. Yam is just gonna take it here. I think it's the explosion. I think the explosion got Ripper out of the rush. Even while in yellow, because that would happen. Even if you have the yellow armor for the rush, as Misango, you're still gonna get caught by the explosions themselves, for some reason. A little bit of a bug here, I believe, but it happens. Now Ripper's in red. Yeah, I'm still with a very strong start in this third round, but he's going to have to retreat to the lip. Yeah, I'm trying to burst rush out of here, finding some good hits in though. And the dot damage is once again stacking up on Ripper's side. Ooh, but the Coolerang into the grab is going to put Ripper back into a very good position, and he's just going to use the rush in order to secure that game. Yeah, the lip is so dangerous. Don't get in the lip! I mean, sometimes you have no choice, but if you can avoid the lip, avoid the lip. That's the big thing. And we're gonna go to Temple Grounds for a game 3. At least there's no lip to be caught on Temple Grounds. Sorry about that, chat. Okay, going to this game 3, we do have Ripper in blue. Once again, trying to zone out Yam as much as possible. Which is fair, because, you know, blue, speed. It worked, but Ripper is going to drop the blue here. He gets stunned by the C key. Yam unable to capitalize on it. And Ripper is going to go yellow. And yeah, Ripper is just gonna win automatically this rush exchange, thanks to the power of yellow. But yeah, unfortunately not gonna get the full damage out of it. And Ripper overall is using his pillar very well in order to protect himself from dangerous situations right now. Just using the mask pillar. 8 seconds on the clock. This could still be anyone's game. This is very close. But Rifa is just going to get the timeout victory. Now going to round 2, we do have Yam continuing to pressure Rifa. But Rifa is bringing out the Megawatt once again. Now the thing is, Yam dealt with it once. Can he do it again? Ooh, just getting clipped barely, but it's not going to lead to damage. And another 410 for the Seiki. Thanks, Seiki. Yeah, just like that, it does give Yam a massive momentum shift. With Yam being completely in Rifa's head, being completely able to punish the Megawatts for the most part, and Rifa struggling. Rifa very much struggling. Yam is going to just burst out the rush in order to get the kill here. It's a little bit overkill, but it works. You know. Now going to round 3. Yam still continuing to apply a lot of pressure onto Rifa. Rifa struggling to find a way in on Yam's pressure, but is going to get the self-explosion here onto Yam. But yeah, I don't think the Mega Wall is going to work in this matchup, honestly. I know that Rifa is a master of the Megawatt, but at the same time, it is such a slow arm. And Yam has such good answers. Has such good answers right now to the Megawatt. And yeah, just the rush, that should be enough to kill. Yes, 330. Thanks, Seiki. Just like that. Health melting away. Like, I really think that Rifa should keep the Megawatt in the back right now. Because every time he gets the Megawatt out, it doesn't end well. We're gonna go Buster Beach for game 4. Yeah, Yam is one game away from winning that money. From getting that moolah. Yeah, that's the thing. Lola can just dodge it, block it, whatever. It's very easy to dodge. Like, it's so goddamn slow. Rifa is going to start the round pretty much in red right now. Going to push Yam in the lip. Because remember, this is we don't have DSR here. We don't use DSR. Very nice catch here by Rifa with the rush. Yam still struggling to find a way out of the lip. Gonna start and get back up on the main stage. Ooh, and the wind confirm is going to lend Yam some very good damage right now. Rifa back in red. Trying to play the long distance game. We do have the Seiki on Rifa's side as well. Rifa trying to be cheeky with the rush. Yam is having none of it. But Yam is back. Almost in the lip. 9 seconds on the clock. There's still a chance to get out of here, but it's going to be very tough. Yeah, Yam just got the rush, just gonna save it for the next round. Which makes sense. Riffa's just gonna sit and shield for a second. For more than a second, was looking literally for the overcommittal option. For like 10 seconds straight, just sat in shield. No fear. And then got a Seiki into Yam's face. Yeah, Riffa just going to find a full rush here. 385. Thank you, Seiki. And yeah, just like that, Riffa's got all the momentum in order to keep up in this match. It's going to be very tough for Yam, and instead it's going to get blown up. We're at 2-2. We're going to game 5. And see, when Riffa keeps the Megawatt in the back pocket, it works better. It just works better. And we're going to go Ninja College as the counter pick. Now that's going to be an interesting one. That is definitely going to be a very interesting one. Now I have to wonder if Yam wants to counterpick at this stage. In terms of character. I have to wonder. It's unlikely, because the Lola was working very well. Yeah, there we go. And it's still very good overall on Ninja College. Yeah, we're not gonna see the Megawatt anymore. This shit is gone. This thing is gone. It's gone. And yeah, Riffa already trying to apply a lot of pressure right now with the blue mask. Going into this game 5. However, Riffa is going to have to back out in the corner and is going to have to drop the blue mask here in the process. Yam doing an excellent job keeping Riffa in that very corner. Riffa's just going to go through here with the wake up. And just like that, the rush is wasted on Yam's side. Riffa still has rush at his disposal. Could pop at any time, but he's probably trying to wait for a moment to get the yellow mask right now. Although he could just use it in neutral right here. Not gonna get the full damage, but that is perfectly fine. Yeah, both players still playing neutral very handily. Riffa is going to get the yellow mask out of this interaction. We're nowhere near getting the full rush here. 9 seconds on the clock. Yam has to find a hit. A good hit with the Seiki. Could be enough. And instead we're just gonna waste the rush. We're not gonna have rush for the next round. This is very bad for Yam. Just pressed the button in a panic and couldn't fire. Because it was just too late. An unfortunate circumstance, which was Riffa in a very good position going into this match point. Riffa in blue mask. Once again trying to find an opening. Yam trying to be very patient. As both players are playing very much away from each other. Yam is going to find some good hits in. Finally gets the knockdown. Riffa still looking for opportunities. Got the yellow mask. Now Yam has to be extra careful. Got the rush back as well. I think Riffa wants Yam to press the rush button out of despair. But just like that, Yam is going to knock the yellow out of him. And burst out the rush. Riffa gonna get hit by the last CK though. Gonna get hit for good damage. Just like that, Yam's got the advantage again. We are in red on Riffa's side. And Riffa's gonna try to armor through to use the rush, but is going to get snuffed out by the Siki. And Riffa right now looking a little bit desperate, trying to find anything that he can, but no, there's just not enough time, and we're going to go to the final round. Yam is that close. Yam is that close to making Riffa fall. Riffa in blue. Gonna be able to block the rush pretty handily from Yam. Once again, Yam being a little bit trigger happy right now. Riffa being very patient, trying to find an opportunity to rush through. Just playing from a distance. Gonna find that opportunity, 340 damage. Not gonna get the full rush, but still, thanks Tiki. And now Riffa's got the momentum. 50 seconds on the clock. There's still a lot of time to make something happen on Yam's side. And that something was an attempt at a rush, but it is going to get completely snuffed out here by Riffa. And Riffa's almost at full rush once again. Who's gonna take it? Will Yam make the comeback? It is not looking likely as Yam drops into critical. Riffa has rush. This could be it. 19 seconds on the clock. We have Riffa in yellow. Riffa's got all the cards in hand right now. Can just choose to time out Yam as much as possible. Gonna try and go for the rush. Gets it! And that is Riffa moving on after a long, tough match into winner's final. Yam almost did it. Yam just almost did it. Straight up. There's no joke. That whole match felt like an eternity. But Riffa saves his life. At the end of the day. Now, just like that, we're going to move on to Alistair versus Raziel. I'm out of breath. That's what's happening. And we are going to see the good doctor. We're probably going to see the good doctor in this one. There's no doubt about it. It is by far the hardest matchup for everyone. So I would be surprised if Alistair goes anyone other than Coil. But yeah, the race for Riffa's head. The fight for Riffa's head is still on. There's still 30 euros to be claimed. 10 for knocking Riffa into losers. 20 if Riffa just dies. The bounty is still on. But for now, we're going to leave Riffa alone for just a little bit. You know, just a little bit. And as I'm looking into the bracket, into losers, we do still have Bepe and Eloria. In losers round 2, we do have Penzo in losers round 3, and then Yam just dropped into losers round 3. And we're going to Buster Beach in terms of the other winners semis, which will be Raziel versus Alistair beginning right now-ish. Right now-ish. The ish is important. And yeah, no, there was no doubt about it. We are going to see the good doctor come out. No questions asked here. And we're just gonna start off strong right now. Alistair weaving around Raziel as much as possible. Raziel is going to catch him in the air, but still. Good 1-2 from Alistair. Alistair's just sitting in shield. Once again, these people have no fear when sitting in shield for like 5 to 10 seconds. These people have no fear. But then again, to be fair, Alistair is the one with the Fun Chuck, and the Fun Chuck does a lot of shield damage. So Raziel is going to have to fear getting in shield, especially during those rushes. Yeah, both players playing very aggressively right now, trying to control space with just 1-2s and in and out and in and out. Raziel trying to slow down a little bit the pace. Seems like it was a mistake, and it's going to be completely punished here by the full might of the rush of Dr. Coyle. 9 seconds on the clock. And Raziel's gonna get clipped by the Fun Chuck. Just like that. Now going to round 2, very nice catch here by Raziel. Where we get some momentum going. Both players are very much on an even play right now. I mean, I say that as Raziel has demonstrated some extreme adaptation capabilities, completely countering whatever Alistair is throwing at him. Yeah, just dodging again and again and again, as much as possible. Alistair, however, is going to find a rush here. Raziel being completely stuck here. Gonna have to eat it. And the nade as well. That's the problem of you've got 2 nades coming in from the same side to your face. It's very hard to just temporize and respawn. 15 seconds on the clock. Alistair is mounting a comeback. Has the advantage here. Gonna bust out the rush in order to seal off the game. That's gonna be game 1 to Alistair. Very nicely done.
As expected. Trial complete.
Very nicely done by Alistair. Try F5ing Riffa. I don't think... maybe my audio is a little bit ahead of the gameplay. But the capture card should be fine. So maybe try F5 and we'll see. Yeah, the audio seems to be a little bit ahead of the gameplay. That's new. Let me try and fix that real quick. What if I do this? Please let me know if this is better. This seems to be better, but still. Anyways, back to the game. But yeah, Alistair's still weaving around, still a strategy that works, so we're not gonna change it. Meanwhile, Raziel is just going to try and find an opening in this monster of a punching that Alistair is. Ooh, very nice rush here by Alistair. Gonna put Raziel in a very difficult situation. Although Alistair is going to have to retreat back to the lower part, but is going to completely avoid the rush by Raziel being a little bit too trigger happy. And yeah, just like that, that's gonna be another round to Alistair. Just like that. Yeah, going to round 2. Alistair took some serious damage right now in this opener. And yeah, Alistair is struggling right now. As Raziel once again is showing some extreme adaptation, but it's going to get clipped here by the rush, unfortunately, and gonna get caught in the lip. And as Raziel tries to get out, Alistair sees it, able to completely call out. However, Alistair is going to have to eat that rush. That's only 220 though. Hydro Rush not that damaging. It's just how it be, how it do sometimes. And just like that, it does allow Alistair to have all the momentum and gonna bust out the rush. But is going to get snuffed out by Raziel. That was just not enough damage to get a double KO. And Raziel's gonna win out this exchange. But just like that, Alistair is going to get back on the high horse and completely destroy Raziel as much as possible before falling down to the rush. And yeah, it's still looking complex for Alistair right now. Almost gets the shield break. Once again, the Fun Shock being deadly for those shields. And a very nice catch here by Raziel. But Raziel is going to still have to eat some punches. Not going to be able to find the rush either. This is a very momentum-driven match right now. This is a very momentum-driven match. So whoever gets the next hit, I feel like, is probably going to win the match, and that is going to be Alistair getting that hit. Raziel starting to crumble down, and the rush is just gonna finish it off. Alistair is going to get a second point on the board. Just like that. And we're going to go straight back to Buster Beach for game 3. I mean, Raziel was looking comfortable in the stage, so I'm not too surprised. But we'll see. And yeah, just like that, Alistair is looking very dominant right now in this game 3. All of a sudden, that is a perfect. That is just a perfect. It's like, I look down, and then I look up, and then Alistair did the perfect. Didn't have time to react. But still, Raziel starting to mount some kind of offense. Gonna get the explosion confirmed as well. Gonna push Alistair into the lip. But Alistair is just gonna find a cheeky grab to get out. Very nice catch once again by Alistair. Getting back into the game. After a difficult first half of the round, but the rush here is going to be snuffed out by the Tri-Blast. Ooh, and the rush here is just going to clip, but not enough for Raziel to get anything going. Alistair's got full advantage right now in terms of momentum. It's going to be very tough for Raziel to find an opening. But Alistair is in the lip. Alistair gets out of the lip. Raziel on critical. Alistair busting out the rush. Gonna get the shield break, but only with the last hit, so not gonna get much out of the shield break. Gets another shield break, though. And Raziel is going to use the rush in a very desperate manner. 4 seconds on the clock. One more hit on both sides. And Alistair's gonna take it! Alistair's gonna be the one to move on to winners finals. In a convincing trio. Very well done. Still some very close games though. All those very close games. And just like that, we are going to see the good doctor in winners finals to try and take down Rifa. But before that, we'll just play the ads real quick. It has been 2 hours. I haven't played the ads yet, so we're just gonna play the ads real quick. There might be a how to put it? There might be a lag dispute in the background, but for now we're going to play the ads while this is resolved. Just as a reminder, this may be the last EUAC. But ARMS will be back at Vortex Gallery Online 2023, for which you can register right now. You just go to vortexgallery.moe and you can register right now. It will be somewhere between February 10th and March 5th. We don't have the exact date yet, but you can register right now if you so choose, if you want to actually play some more ARMS in 2023. And yeah, there's also a lot of events happening at Vortex Gallery Online 2023. This is just the usual when it comes to Vortex. There's like Jackie Chan, there's Guilty Gear, Accent Core, there's Strive, there's KOF15, there's Melty Blood, Splatoon is in there somewhere as well, because why not? Just lots of things happening. Rivals of Ever is on there as well, and I'll be commentating that. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, again, this is going to be sometime between February 10th and March 5th on a weekend. You can register right now if you so choose. Support the community, register as soon as possible. I know we don't have the exact date yet, but please register if you can. Also, in terms of Wolf TV is not ending, by the way. We've still got Battle for the Den on the 8th of December at 21 CET that will be featuring Breaker's Revenge for Europe and Maghreb. It will be played on Fightcade. You can register right now on Challenge. There is a command !Wolf TV in the chat in order to get all the information about that, and of course make sure to subscribe to the Wolf TV YouTube channel if you can. And you should, honestly, you should. We're doing some really fun stuff on and on again. We've also sponsored the Mario Strikers World Championship. Just so you know, I don't have an ad for that, but we did sponsor that. However, what I do have an ad for is that the next free play session at Wolf TV, the Playing Grounds, will be featuring Soul Calibur 2 that will be playing on Parsec. I've even managed to get the version which has all three of Link, Heihachi, and Spawn. This should be good fun. I invite you, if you want to play some Soul Calibur 2 all over on Parsec, make sure to join us for the Playing Grounds on the 6th of December at 21:30 CET. I mean, everyone knows Soul Calibur 2, so yeah, feel free to join in. This should be good fun. But yeah, we are going to get ready for our Winners Finals, which is going to be Rifa versus Alistair. Yeah, Rifa, I'd be glad to have you, honestly, if you want. The nice thing about Parsec is that you can just like download it for free and then just connect to the server, and we'll be having fun, honestly. It's gonna be great if you can, like, feel free to join in. Plus, again, this is a version that has all three of the guest characters modded in. It's not final, like, Heihachi still looks like Mitsurugi in there. But nonetheless, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun time. Yeah, I feel like Alistair's has got a good shot at taking down Rifa. Just because, like, again, core matchup, it's so hard. It's so hard to deal with. Now, Rifa did develop a few counterplay options. Like the Ninja, like the counter coil. We could see the counter coil come out. This is a possibility. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, once again, a lot on the line here. Because again, if Alistair can take down Rifa, that's just 10 euros. It's just straight up 10 euros in Alistair's pocket. And then Rifa has to fight for his damn life and loses. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, yeah, we'll play on Buster Beach. Just so you know. This is already set up. We're going to Buster Beach. But here we go! The final EU Arms Challenge. We're going to go straight into winners finals. Rifa versus Alistair. The man with a bounty on his head versus the good doctor. An all-time classic. And we shall see how it goes. And yeah, just as I expected, Rifa is going to counterpick to Ninjara in order to try and deal with the coil. Not too surprising here. Because again, the Ninjara has been doing very well overall in the coil matchup. And I know Rifa doesn't really like to play coil. It's like, he's got a coil for extreme emergencies, you know? Which is fair. But so far it's not looking like he needs the coil, to be fair. Because right now Alistair is going to get caught very handily, especially by the Dragon Laser. The Ice Dragon Laser is going to control the space a lot, but Alistair's just going to fall off of that rush. Still, we do have a weak arm on the left. Rifa could potentially take advantage of that, or just get the knockdown. And get another knockdown. Trying to go for the EUAC grab. Not gonna get it. But here's the other problem that we're gonna have with Rifa's Ninjara. Is that Rifa's Ninjara tends to like try and block and teleport right into the rushes. We're not gonna see that in that first round, as Rifa just very convincingly gets that first game in. But this is still very much a danger, where Alistair can just bait out the block and catch Rifa off guard as he teleports. This is one of the main problems with Ninjara, honestly, is that it's very hard for him to just deal with Rush in general. Because he doesn't have the block option. He just doesn't have the block button, just so to speak. But so far Rifa is doing an excellent job at least scaring Alistair out of using his rush. Alistair is being very shy about pressing that big yellow triangle button. Which is surprising for a core, by the way. Because I feel like as core, you build up rush so much that you're just so tempted to press that big yellow button, and there it is! Rifa is going to get the explosion in order to snuff out the rush. And gonna get a rush of his own. And once again, Alistair's just gonna fall off of it. Fell off the laser, by the way. Like Coil physics, everyone. Coil does not respect the laws of physics in the arms world. Doesn't matter, Rifa still gets the point, but still. Coil just does not care about the laws of hitstun. He just does not. We're gonna go to Temple Grounds for the game 2. We're gonna go to Temple Grounds for game 2. I was taking some time to get some composure back. I feel like Alice's game plan right now might be to try and trap Rifa into those weird temple corners. But then again, Via Dolce was open, so there could have been a world where Alice just picks Via Dolce and goes from here. But then again, I guess Via Dolce does restrict your movement as Coil quite a bit, in ways that other stages don't. And so far it's looking pretty even right now. Looking much more even than the first game. Both players struggling to hit each other right now. Even without the pillars. Like, River is going to get an explosion there, gonna get a laser here. And once again, the rush being very scary here, but River is going to be able to punish. Gets a good ice in to grab. Now gets Alistair in the corner. Alistair on his last leg right now. It's gonna be very tough. It's gonna be very tough for Alistair to try and mount a comeback, but again, it is his coil we're talking about. There's still the coil factor to be dealt with. There we go. It's dealt with. Like, sure, Coil doesn't have maximum, but she's like a very, very good character, so it's always dangerous against Coil. The game's always even against Coil, is what I mean. No matter the situation. If Coil's below you in health, then the situation's even. No matter how far below you. And yeah, Rifa being very aggressive into this round too. Going into this round too. Gonna have to back out a little bit. Both players respecting each other's rush very much. Alistair is going to pop the rush, but once again gonna be punished by that Tri-Blast. Just like that, Rifa is continuing to snipe Alistair out of the air. I will say though, Alistair using Chakram is not a bad idea, just because it can catch some haphazard teleports as well. And just like that, gonna get the hard knockdown on Rifa. Now we're continuing. Alistair going for rush, but this time Rifa unable to punish it, and unfortunately just gonna fall right into it. Now Alistair's is in a very good position. Rifa does have rush, but does not have the damage output to actually make a run for it. There we go. Now we're in range, but Rifa is instead going to jump into a roaster and fall off. And now we're going into round 3. I mean, it's tough fighting a coil. It's just tough. Very good grab though by Rifa, going into this round 3. Ooh, but Rifa is going to try and get the clip. It clipped. The rush clipped, but Alistair fell off once again. Because physics. And again, that's what I was saying. The fact that Rifa does not have access to a proper block button and only the teleport button can be very deadly. And yeah, Rifa just going to dash right into that rush. High stage. I didn't think you were there. And yeah, Rifa continuing to apply as much pressure as possible. Alistair is just going to be able to block that rush here very easily. And Alistair is going to land the full rush as well. And once again, Alistair is in an excellent position. Rifa gonna get the hard knockdown here. Not gonna be able to track down the coil, unfortunately. 10 seconds on the clock. Both players 1 hit away from dying. I believe Alistair might have a slight advantage here. 1 second. And this is a draw! We're going to extra round, chat. I think that might have been just the chip damage, honestly. I'm not sure. This might have been just chip damage getting into the extra round. But I'm not sure, honestly. It was so close in terms of life. We're now into round 4. And Rifa is looking very good in this opener. Gonna keep Alistair almost at mid. And gonna get the punish on the rush as well. Gonna try and get the rush as well, but unfortunately is going to miss. And Coil's the sneaky one to catch, to be fair. Yeah, Rifa not really happy about this development. almost on the... he was on road for perfect, but not now. So there is still a lot of time, and a lot of things can happen in 47 seconds. Both players weaving around each other. River trying to not overcommit. As Alistair catches him with the rush. Alistair has not gotten hit for a long bit. Also able to recognize that River is going to go for grab. And is going to be able to block it. Well, not block it, but you know what I mean. Clash with it. But the Tri-Blast is going to be enough to ensure that River gets another point on the board. Talk about close calls. The friggin' draw. Just draw. That's a straight up draw. And we're going to go back to Temple Grounds. We're just going to go back to Temple Grounds. And yeah, no character changes either. Loadout changes though on Alistair's side. We're gonna ditch the roaster for a toaster. I mean, it's not that different, but toaster does have better tracking. Which I guess would make it easier to create setups to catch Riffle's Ninjara off of teleports. Just sacrificing the damage for the tracking. Pretty good deal, honestly. Once again, both players playing heavy neutral right now from a distance. With a slight health disadvantage. Struggling to find a way in right now on Alistair. It is looking very different from the previous round. Yeah, more explosions. Alistair being very wary, managing to get some self-explosions onto Ripper as well. Good freeze though from Ripper. Gonna get the second freeze. Trying to go for a third one, but Alistair is going to block it. Ripper trying to go for a cheeky grab. Once again, both players being very patient with their rush. Ripper in critical, 10 seconds on the clock. Unless Ripper wants to use rush right now. Or get the full explosion confirmed, 2 seconds on the clock. Ripper just has to back out and that's it. Ripper gotta get another round on the board and get into match point. Just from that one explosion confirmed. Yeah, that has to sting for Alistair right now. That has to sting. But we cannot let that get into his head. Good freeze here by Ripper. Gonna try and retreat back behind the pillar, but unfortunately the pillar is not going to be able to block that rush from Alistair. Ripper trying to create his own shield, you know. So we're getting still some good 1-2s from Ripper, but right now Alistair has the advantage and gets the hard knockdowns thanks to that toaster. Alistair gonna miss the rush. Ripper unable to punish. And Rifa right now has rush advantage. Gonna try and go for something. Gonna get the shield break, but it's not gonna be that much damage. And once again, 9 seconds on the clock. Alistair will soon have rush. Probably gonna have to burst it upon wake up. And no, Rifa is ready for it. And Rifa is just going to move on to grand finals. The bounty is still on. The bounty is still on. Rifa hasn't fallen. We're still on track for Rifa potentially winning all 30 euros. There is a good chance right now. Rifa is in a comfortable position. Not that let that bounty, that precious bounty, be claimed. And instead grab it for himself. Now, I believe Yam and Warrior are still playing losers round 3, which means we're going to go into losers semifinals against Razzle with either Yam or Eloria. Because I believe that match is already going on. It would seem like it, yeah. And it seems like Yam is going to be the one to face Razzle in loser semis. See, now this is just a battle for the tournament. Well, loser semis and best of 5. This is just a battle for the tournament from there on. I am losing my voice, chat. By the way, I'm losing my voice. It's a good thing I have a water bottle. Yeah, Yam vs Razzle might be considered a team kill, honestly. Considering how they were plotting against Rifa in the Discord chat, it might be considered a team kill. I don't know. There's an argument for it at the very least. Razzle versus Yam. Yeah, we're gonna go straight into it. Razzle versus Yam on Buster Beach for loser semis of the EU Arms Challenge number 107. Each match gets us closer to the end, but until then, we're not stopping here. I mean, maybe for ads later, but still. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. And already Yam has gotten the dragon on. The almighty dragon on. Not the ice dragon, just the other. It gets confusing commentating Min. Already Razzle is countering right back with some stuns into grabs. Getting some good damage in. Yam is now without a dragon to his name. Yam is just going to try and attempt the rush. Gonna get a good 150 from the later half of the rush and the hard knockdown in order to set up the Dragon Arm. But still, that is still overall an unfortunate predicament. And Raziel is just going to answer right back with a rush. And a roaster as well. And a good roaster as well. Going to round 2, we still have Yam trying to apply some kind of pressure, trying to shift the momentum in his favor by trying to control the space with that Ice Dragon. But we do have a roaster now on the permacharge arm. That being said, Raziel right now doesn't really care. Raziel right now doesn't really care, still has the momentum in hand. Although Yam does have the Dragon Arm, which could be dangerous. There we go. We're just going to disable that real quick with the hard knockdown. A very nice grab as well. We are looking just a little bit weak on the right side. On the shield side, the shield almost broke. There was a lot of advancing guards, by the way. All of that for Raziel to just get hit in the end, but still. There was an attempt. Ooh, and the rush in order to secure that first game for Raziel. Very nicely played.
That's a wrap.
We're gonna go Buster Beach again for game 2. Everyone likes Buster Beach. I did notice that we're getting way less temple picks at one point. I did notice in the last few EUACs that we're getting way less temple picks than before. And already Yam with the Lolo Pop. By the way, we did get a Lolo Pop counter pick. And doing pretty well for himself. 420 damage thanks to Iki and the grab. Gonna land Yam a first round on the board. Yeah, everyone got tired of Temple. And yeah, we got no time, we're getting straight into round 2. And Raziel is going to get the rush in. But Yam is going to try and start and get some momentum back. Raziel being very offensive right now with double roaster. Which is what you do with double roaster, to be fair. And it works! That's the big thing. We call it all reliable for a reason. But Yam right now is getting some very good hits in, especially from the C-key. And has Rush at his disposal here. Technically, right now, Raziel is at kill percent. Essentially. Which is the scariest part. Very nice grab though by Raziel in order to get out of this sticky situation. I'm still holding on to Rush, trying to go for it, but Raziel is going to get the blow instead. And going to go into round 3 with the momentum and with the Rush advantage as well. No longer any rush advantage. Duly noted. But still, we are still being very offensive right now with the double roaster. Yam still has to find a way in between all of those punches. Playing very straightforward right now on Razul's side. And again, it works. It just works. Yam trying to find an opportunity to, I believe, try and get the Scorpion in to get that dot damage. But instead he's going to get the full rush, and that is going to be a point on the board. That is just going to be a point on the board.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're speaking of Mausoleum in the chat as well. We are going to see Mausoleum right now. It's a good counter pick, to be fair. Very neutral. And I feel like both characters aren't too affected. Again, by the trampoline, if it just comes out. So we'll see. Right now it is looking very even. There's just a lot of exchanges going on right now. With a slight advantage to Yam until the rush happens. And Yam unfortunately is going to barely miss the rush, which is going to leave Razul with enough time to just block it. And once again, we're back in this situation where just a lot of trading in is going on. Yam able to escape Razul's rush and bursting out the rush for himself in order to secure that round. Very nicely done. Now going into this round 2, Razul getting a very good freeze in order to get some decent damage at the beginning of the round, but Yam is just going to climb that back very quickly with the power of the Tri-Blast. Power of uncharged Tri-Blast and the pokes that come with it. I mean, even charge, honestly, there's still some very good pokes. Ooh, yeah, I'm trying to delay the second part of the rush to try and catch Razul, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And Razul is also going to miss most of the rush until Yam just gets hit for 115. Sometimes I should just shut up. Yam trying to go for the OT grab. Razul has to be very careful going in. Gonna get the freeze, gonna trick Yam into being grabbed. And the advancing guards are looking very good right now for Razul, but he's still on 1 HP. He's able to grab though Yam out of his rush. But Razul is not gonna get any opportunity to use that rush he just built. And Yam instead is going to take another point on the board. And we're going straight back to Mausoleum. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Yeah, going into game 4, we've seen that Yam is looking very confident, but still, Rezo has still some good tools, some good moments that would completely ruin Yam. And already it is showing that Rezo is making the right adaptations to try and get over Yam's wall. And already it's showing, we've got 50% already gone on Yam. Very good grab here by Razul. Yam struggling to find a way in. I mean, the Hydra is good. The Hydra is good against Lolopop, especially if she wants to jump, because it's just a good anti-air. And Lola will, at some point, maybe want to jump. So far, Yam has resisted the urge of pressing the button, though. There it is. Just a quick jump. This is the thing as well. It's just a quick jump out of shield. Eight seconds on the clock. It's not looking too great for Yam unless Yam just wants to pop the rush. Oh, and the explosion confirm! It's not gonna be enough though. It is just not gonna be enough to actually get the round. And now Yam is starting the round without rush. That is terrible. And Rezo is just gonna be able to land that one as well as a punish. 345 damage. Jesus, that's a lot of damage. Poison is stacking up on Rezo, but right now Yam is struggling to find any answers right now. We are going to get some more Tri-Blast hits in. But it really feels like Yam wasn't prepared for the Hydra pick. Just wasn't prepared. And once again, Razul finding a very timely rush. Scorpion's gonna get slowed down here. More Tri-Blast going to get slowed down. Gonna catch Razul nonetheless. And Yam has to use Rush to try and get out of this sticky situation, but unfortunately not going to be able to pop out the arms soon enough. This is now 1.0. We're going to go to game 5. Like, sometimes you do see it matter that we're not on 1.0. You have both arms out, and they're just not gonna work in the rush, or just a little bit. And we're gonna go to Mausoleum for the final counter pick. It's very tense right now. Yeah, we're going into game 5. Looking very even right now. Yam has to play much more patient, much more carefully, and much more on the ground. Getting some good hits in right now with the Tri-Blast. Razul, however, is going to find the rush. Now Razul is back in an advantageous position. Yam does have rush though, but it's going to completely miss. Yeah, the rush was irrelevant right now. And a very good grab. Razul looking very good right now. Yam is going to find some dot damage on Razul. But the grab is going to not quite finish it off. I thought that was going to kill. Not quite yet. Still, it's looking very difficult for Yam, and yeah, just like that. We've got one more round to go for Raziel in order to get into Losers Finals. And now it's Yam's last stand. Right now it's not looking too great. Raz is still in Yam's head for the most part. Although both players are right now unable to hit each other. There we go. Yam finding a good hit with the Tri-Blast. Raziel using the rush to weave out of the danger. Very nicely played. But Yam is going to hit the rush into Raziel's shield. Yeah, more explosions coming in from Yam. This is looking very even right now in this round. This is so tense. Grab from Raziel. The trampoline starting to weaken. The rush is going to end up in Yam's shield. Right now Raziel has a good health advantage. 29 seconds on the clock. There is not much time for things to happen. Yam has to do something now! More explosions and the grab, that is going to be mostly it. Yam trying to go for the rush out of despair, but it's not going to be enough damage. And Raziel is just going to move on to Losers Finals. Just like that. Yeah, very well played by both players. That does mean though that Raziel is going to have to face Alistair once again. And not gonna lie, this is looking rough. This is gonna be looking rough. We'll have to see. We'll just have to see how it goes. Oh yeah, we've had some very good match here for this final EUAC challenge. I'm very happy with how it turned out. Obviously, we've got some of the best players in Europe playing, which does help. But still, sometimes there's just an off day of someone or something. But no, everyone's playing at their almost at their best, I feel like. Which is always nice to see. We are going to go to Buster Beach for the first match of Losers Finals. Also, things are happening with the web. Things are just happening for reasons. I don't know what is going on right now. That is very weird. Are we in? Are we in? Are we good? Seems like we're good. Seems stable. Yeah, it's okay. We're fine, chat, we're fine. Yeah, not too surprising in terms of characters, obviously. We're in losers finals of the last EUAC. We won the base placing. We possibly can. We're not gonna mess around. Yeah, right now we're looking once again at a very even start, but the match in winners semis looked also very even at the beginning. Wait a minute. I think I saw punches go through. We'll have to see. I thought I saw some weirdness. And yeah, Alistair's just gonna be able to back out of that rush. Well, he got a hit, but not gonna get that much damage. It's pretty good that he got out of here. And yeah, right now it's a matter of finding how to land a good hit on the other. Alistair did find the rush, which would him a very advantageous position. 10 seconds on the clock. Very good grab here by Raziel. And we're going to see the win confirm secure that first round. Very nice win confirm in order to make sure that this round doesn't go to Alistair. Wait, the capture's looking weird, chat. Just some weirdness on the capture, chat, I think. Is it okay on your end, chat? Raziel forced to back out. Alistair's not gonna get caught by the full rush. Okay, stream's fine, stream's fine. Yeah, and so far Alistair is going to lay the smackdown onto Raziel and take that second round. It looks so weird to me and I don't know why. Let me try something else, chat. And we might have another disconnect. It's not the agave. Okay, no, we're fine apparently. Anyway, sorry about that, chat. So, as I stated, round 3. Again, once again, very even. But the shield here is going to be broken, and Raziel is going to get exploded. And all of a sudden, Alistair's in a very good situation. Once again, building rush very fast, thanks to that coral. Alistair is going to miss the rush. Raziel able to punish. Alistair's still in a very good position. Raziel does have a rush though. And unfortunately, Raziel is going to miss whatever confirm he was going for. And that just means that Alistair right now is in an excellent position. 10 seconds on the clock. I don't think there's much that Raziel can do at this point. Yeah, there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time. And that means Alistair is going to get the first point on the board in this losers finals. Very nicely played. And we might have a lag dispute. So there might have been more weirdness, but we'll see. Yeah, we might have a lag dispute. We'll have to see how it goes. But there might be some lag shenanigans going on. I mean, it is later than usual, so there might be more people on the network. That might cause lag in some of our competitors' house. It might. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely saw that one though. But anyways, Raziel right now in a precarious situation. Getting completely beat up by Alistair's spokes. And getting caught by Alistair's rush as well. It's looking very tough for Raziel. As Raziel enters critical. Alistair still in an excellent position with a very good health lead. Raziel trying to go in. Trying to get something started. But Alistair is just gonna shut that down. He's just able to shut that down. Once again, Alistair going in, going for full pressure. I mean, Travis is just so good on coil. Let's all be honest. And the confirm off of that broken arm as well. That's already 50% gone from Raziel. Alistair not relenting one single bit, getting every hit in the book. And finally, Raziel not gonna get the rush. Raziel is not gonna get the rush. That was painful to see. That was very painful to see. Not able to punish either. Just a lot of spaghetti. going on right now on Raziel's side, which will allow Alistair to get another point.
Drink a sweat.
Wait, it's looking very tough. And it's looking like we were getting some real bad lag, apparently. The lag apparently is getting real bad. We might need to do some lag testing, chat. We'll have to see. Yeah, apparently we're just gonna play round 3. It is unfortunate that the situation is that bad, apparently. But apparently the plan is just to play it off and see what happens. I did see some weirdness, even on spectator mode. I will say that much. I think you might have seen it too. And Raziel is going to counterpick the Cobra. With the Blorb and Scorpion. Okay. And yeah, we do have a very nice Blorb. A nice send-off for EU, I would say. Blorb's just weird, but we love Blorb here. We absolutely love Blorb. Yeah, I did see that. Did you see that? Raziel just teleported. I think unfortunately Raziel might be just struggling with his internet. Yeah, just lots of rollback going on right now. I'm not sure what the reason is. But it's just an unfortunate predicament. I mean, it's all the more visible from the fact that Cobra is just a quick character. Yeah, just a lot of rollback right now on Raziel's side. I can only see the teleporting at this point. That's all I see. Still, Raziel is still in a precarious situation nonetheless. Whatever that lag is, it's not really helping too much. However, there is still Alistair getting hit by the rush. And did you see that? Raziel is still reporting everywhere. It's real bad right now. So I guess we'll just let the match end for now. But I think Raziel's internet might have given up. And Raziel's gonna take that round, but jeez. It's rough. It's rough to see that. We hate to see it, man. Alistair looks fine, chat. Please tell me if you agree with me that Alistair looks fine on this footage. If you agree with me. Yeah, Alistair's just gonna finish it off right now. Not quite. Not quite yet. Brazil, however, is going to find a rush, but Alistair is going to be able to shut down the current situation, and Alistair is going to move on to Grand Finals, loser side under these unfortunate circumstances, but it's just what happens sometimes with online. But yeah, that does mean we are going to see Alistair and Rifa again in Grand Finals. Just setting that up real quick. However, what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to do that, I'm going to have to take a quick technical break before we get into it. I'll be right back, and we're gonna get straight into Grand Finals right after the ads too. Just don't touch that dial. And we're back, but before we get into Grand Finals, I'd like to remind you all that Vortex Gallery Online 2023 is happening between February 10th and March 5th. It's gonna be on a weekend, We're gonna have that. We don't have the exact date yet, but Vortex Gallery was really dope the last time we did it. Make sure to register right now if you want to, because it is going to be a sick tournament. It's gonna have EU arms for EU in there, which is going to be really cool. And there's also going to be a lot of different tournaments for like Splatoon, for like Jackie Chan and Fist of Fire. There's gonna be Guilty Gear, Melty Blood, KOF 15, Dom Kuga as well is gonna be there. Dom Kuga is really fun, so if you have the opportunity to play Dom Kuga, please play Dom Kuga. And yeah, just lots and lots and lots of games. There's like more than 40 or 50 games in there. Rivals of Ever is in there for EU, which is going to be sick as well. Samurai Showdown 6 is in there. Like, there's like 4 different Samurai Showdowns in there. This is going to be great. This is going to be a great time. So make sure to register for that. Exclamation mark Vortex in the chat. Also, you will find me again at Wolf TV. And the next Battle for the Den tournament will be featuring Breaker's Revenge. It's going to be the last Battle for the Den tournament for 2022. We'll be back after that on the next year, but still. In terms of 2022, this is the last tournament. It's for Breaker's Revenge. Breaker's Revenge is a sick game. It is available right now on Fightcade. And we're gonna have a tournament for Europe and Maghreb. So if you're available on December 8th at 21 CET, make sure to register, exclamation mark Wolf TV for all the links. Feel free to subscribe to the Wolf TV YouTube channel as well, if you want to follow the stream. We also have all of the VoDs from the previous tournaments on there. So yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. And finally, next week at the Playing Grounds on Wolf TV, we will be having Soul Calibur 2. We'll be playing that over on Parsec. If you want to play with me, if you want to play with other people, make sure to join us on the 6th of December at 21:30 CET. Once again, exclamation mark Wolf TV for all the information. You're going to be able to join in. We'll be streaming that. I'll be playing with everyone in the chat. It's going to be great if you want to play some Soul Calibur 2. Once again, the 6th of December at 21:30 CET. And we're even going to have the build with all of the characters. Literally, there's going to be Link, Heihachi, Spawn. All 3 of them are in there. That's going to be really, really fun. We're going to have some matchups we've never seen before. It's going to be great. And with that, we're going to get ready to get into the grand finals of the EU Arms Challenge. There is still a lot on the line. There is still a bounty on Riffa's head. If Alistair can beat him once, that's 10 euros. If he can beat him twice, that's 30 euros. If Riffa doesn't get beaten, that's 30 euros for Riffa. There is just a lot on the line, and we are ready, and we're getting right into it right now. And we're gonna see the Masango coming out from Riffa. Which, given that the Ninjara was doing very well, is a bit surprising to me. But I guess Riffa might want to make a statement. And yeah, so far just both players playing neutral. Riffa is going to take down Alistair real quick, but it's looking like it's going to be a long one. It's looking like it's going to be a long one for both players. Riffa's got a slight lead right now, but the grab is going to ensure that it goes back into Alistair's favor. Riffa in yellow though. Alistair has to be careful. Riffa's just gonna pop out the rush and get a cool 335 damage off of it. Immediately leaving yellow, going back to blue. And I think the strategy of going for blue against Coral is a pretty good one. Because now Riffa can match Coil's air movement pretty much with the ground movement. So I think blue is a pretty good mask to have against Coil. But Alistair is going to find a rush himself. 9 seconds on the clock. Riffa is in the down part of Buster Beach. It's going to be very tough. He's just going to sit in shield, going to counter the grab. And Riffa is going to take that first round. Okay, hi Differ, how are you doing? You can join for Vortex once we have the schedule. You can join for Vortex next year. That's gonna be fun. We'll have to see when we do that though. In terms of Saturday, Sunday, we'll see. Going into round 2. Alistair's got a very early, very slim health advantage. Riffa, however, did get the yellow mask. Is once again going to try and find an opportunity to catch Alistair off guard with full invincibility. That's the big thing right now. Alistair doesn't have an explosion arm to like counter the yellow mask, so there's that. But Alistair is going to find the knockdown though in order to get rid of the yellow mask. Riffa is just going to pop it though. Riffa in blue. And Riffa is able to block Alistair's rush, but he's going to lose blue in the process. And right now Riffa is being very careful about approaching Alistair. And now Riffa's got the red mask, gonna drop the red mask immediately for the yellow mask. And just the catch. Just a little catch with the rush is going to ensure that Riffa gets a first point on the board. So now the question is, where is the counter pick game going to take us? Riffa being extremely patient right now. Trying to make the Masango work against the coil. But in those matches it really is looking like it's much more difficult for Riffa's Masango to work than the Ninjara. And Masango has to work a lot more, just from having to get the mask too. But at least he does have a block button. So we'll see how it goes. And so far, again, both players struggling to find hits early game. Alistair, however, is going to find a very nice roaster hit here. Riffa in yellow. Gonna start building out the rush in order to catch up with Alistair. Probably going to, trying to bait out a rush over here, but again, Alistair is well aware that right now he has nothing to contest yellow if the rush were to come out. Very nice grab here by Riffa. The yellow strikes fear in Alistair's heart. And we need that fear to beat the good doctor, even though, like, granted, the bounty is on Riffa's head. "22 seconds on the clock, and we only have, like, at most 30% off both characters. Riffa's just gonna go for rush, gonna punish that overcommitment. 335 damage. And now he's in an extremely good position in order to take that round. But Alistair still has rush, still has a lot of tools that he can use. But instead he's going to save rush for the next round as Riffa gets another round on the board. Going to round 2, Riffa immediately goes for blue mask. As Alistair is playing the distance game with him. and finding a very good roaster hits here. Riffa's still in blue though. Forgot the blue mask back. But still took a lot of damage in this interaction. Especially given how damage works in this matchup so far. The lack of damage is ridiculous, honestly. Both players playing out of their mind in order to not get hit. Like, somebody's gotta attack at some point. I get being non-committal, that at some point, like, Riffa has to find... Riffa is once again trying to play for the opening with the rush, it feels like. And Alistair trying to punish the Riffa going for the mask. But instead, he's going to get rushed himself. 23 seconds on the clock, Riffa once again in an advantageous state. But he's going to get knocked down here with an arm weak. Alistair slowly but surely getting back the advantage. 7 seconds on the clock. This could be anyone's game. And I think that... No, I think... Ah, Riffa got the hit last second. I don't even have time to think. They're just trading punches. This is tense. This is not good for my tension. My blood pressure. And we're gonna run it back to Temple. As Europe used to do. Potentially the final game here of the EU Arms Challenge. And once again, Riffa going immediately for blue. Immediately getting shot down too. Very nice grab here by Riffa. We'll push Alistair away into the corner. As Riffa gets blue once again. Riffa in yellow. Doesn't have rush yet. But he's able to block Alistair's rush. Gonna get punished for trying to go for blue here. And Riffa is going to go for roll rush, but it's not going to work. Very nice grab here by Alistair. Riffa back in blue. Riffa is going to get a grab here. This is very back and forth. 35 seconds on the clock. Both players essentially one hit away from each other in terms of lead. But Alistair does have rush. Riffa is still building towards it. Riffa is going to get knocked down. But he's going to get a grab right back. And back in blue. Gets the cracker. Riffa still in blue. Doesn't have rush. 7 seconds on the clock. He's going to try and time out Alistair, who's getting a grab here. And Alistair tried to go for the rush in order to try and prevent Riffa from getting to match point, but that is useless. We are one round away from Riffa taking the final EU Arms Challenge. And just like that, we've got the Siki out. Riffa is not playing games anymore. Gonna get the full Siki rush 430. Thanks, Siki! And just like that, Riffa has melted away half of Alistair's bar. This could be it. But Alistair is not done yet. Going to try and continue to push in. Going to go for the rush. Gonna catch Riffa off guard in the air. This is so tense. A nice grab from Alistair. Riffa trying to hide behind his pillar. Trying to stay in block. Instead gonna get stunned here. Riffa's gonna get stunned by his own Siki as well. Rifa is in critical. All of a sudden, it is looking really good for Alistair. But Rifa is going to get the hard knockdown. He's now in yellow. One hit. One hit for both players. Either Rifa wins or Alistair gets it and saves the match point. But 20 seconds on the clock. It could be anyone's game. Rifa's still in yellow, still being threatening. And that's going to be it. Rifa is taking EU Arms Challenge number 107 without losing any match, and I owe him 30 euros. And thus concludes the EU Arms Challenge series. As it should, I guess. It is just the logical conclusion. We all hoped to see something else, I guess. But it is the only conclusion we could come to, really. Arms in Europe shall live and die by Rifa. Exactly, the fur. But yeah, that was the EU Arms Challenge, and I've got to put the webcam for this. Yeah, this is me. Hey everyone. This has been a trip. This has been a trip. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting a little bit emotional here. But so much has happened. And I almost feel like a fraud being here today. You know, I feel like I shouldn't be here today. I'm just a guy who started commentary like what, a year and a half ago. Seriously, like my first experience with commentary was like some random thing at Syndicate 2019. I was just asked on the spot to commentate the Rivals Top 4 back there. And it was definitely an experience. I wasn't prepared. This was my... they didn't tell me. We had terrible scheduling. And then the pandemic happened and I started streaming more. And I started commentating this series more and more. Just started commentating Arms more and more. I can only be grateful for everything that the Arms community has brought to me, honestly. Just some good friends and just, I don't know. It has been great. It has been a trip, and I'm a bit sad to see the EU Arms Challenge go, but at the same time I feel like this is just a good opportunity for more great adventures coming up. And I love the community, man. I love the game, I love the community. It's unfortunate that I don't get to play more often because I'm doing so many things at the same time. But, yeah, I owe so much to the Arms community. It's kind of ridiculous. And I'm so glad that I got to be part of this story and everything. Thanks everyone for the support. See, now I'm really getting emotional. I rarely get like this. And it's tough. It's tough. I know we've got more coming up, but like at least one more tournament coming up. But even then, like, man, I don't have words. Yeah, thanks everyone for playing. This I don't know. Yeah, this is the end of an era, exactly. I'm looking for words, but this is definitely the end of an era. I'm almost thinking of streaming the Vortex Gallery tournament here instead of Wolf TV, but at the same time I did say that I would stream it on Wolf TV, so we'll have to see how it goes. There's still like 2 months and a half, 3 months before that. Potentially. Before we have like strict dates and everything. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, once again, thanks everyone for everything, and thanks everyone for playing. I definitely owe 30 euros to Rifa. But again, this is how it should end. This is how it should have ended, and I'm just glad that we got to end it with such a great tournament as today. Arms will live. Maybe not in the way that it has, but I'm confident that Arms will live going forward. Maybe if it's just in the US and Japan, I don't know, Arms will live, but yeah, thanks to the community, man. I don't have much else to say at this point. It's just really weird. It is just really weird. But yeah, I do have one more thing to say before we leave this stream. Maybe for the last time. Just as a reminder, Vortex Gallery is happening sometime in February, potentially up to March 5th. Between February and March 5th. We don't have the full dates yet. We don't have the exact dates yet. We'll communicate it to you as soon as we have them. This is open to Europe. This is the ARMS tournament. Is open to Europe at least. And there's just a ton of other games that are getting played as well for Vortex Gallery Online 2023. It's going to be a great time, so if you enjoyed the last Vortex Gallery, if you enjoy the EUAC, I implore you, go register. We'll have to see exactly in terms of timings. We'll try to find a slot that helps everyone. But I implore you, please register for Vortex Gallery. It's going to be sick. Also coming up, Wolf TV. I'm still going to be on Wolf TV during Battle for the Den. Maybe not ARMS, but at least we got Breaker's Revenge coming up on the 8th of December at 21 CET. This upcoming tournament is open to Europe and Maghreb and will be played on Fightcade. Breaker's Revenge is a really sick game. I hope you join me at least for the stream. Again on the 8th of December at 21 CET. And if you want to try the game out and play, like, feel free to. Like, again, Fightcade is free. So feel free to come in. Breaker's is a sick game, man. And finally, next week at the Playing Grounds, you'll see me as well for our free play session. We'll be playing Soul Calibur 2 over on Parsec. This will be on the 6th of December at 21:30 CET. We've got all the characters, literally all the characters. We've got Heihachi, Spawn, Link. They're all there. We're going to be playing a special build of Soul Calibur 2 over on Parsec. It's going to be really fun. If you want to join and free play with me, maybe free play with other people who want to play Soul Calibur and get streamed, then yeah, make sure to join us for that on Wolf TV. On the YouTube channel is the Wolf TV official YouTube on YouTube. Again, follow Wolf TV on Twitter, follow Wolf TV on Mastodon for more information. The challenge as well. The challenge is always going to get more tournaments with Battle for the Den and everything. So yeah, make sure to follow Wolf TV going into the future, and of course don't unfollow EU Arms, which is still going to be a bastion of information for everything related to the EU Arms community. The Discord's still going to be there. I'd like to thank everyone who participated ever in EUAC tournament. I'd like to thank especially the TOs, Rifa, Okrim, the commentators, Layla, Penzo, Paul. I'm probably forgetting a lot of people. I'm thanking the players because we wouldn't be there without the players, obviously. And that's gonna be about it then. But yeah, once again and one final time, thank you everyone for watching, and with that, long live the EU Arms community, and I will see you next time.